Hi, this is Makona Spokane, the leader and the founder of Church Governance Solutions. I want to speak about the importance of delegation of tasks in your church as a leader. And as a pastor, I know that it's very difficult sometimes to uh, hand over things and tasks to people because we sometimes get afraid that people may not do things right. And we have seen those leaders that want to hold and hawk all things together to themselves. And they don't want to give away some tasks to other people because they're either doubtful that people will do them right or just not trusting people that people will do things. And that's very important that you consider delegating some tasks, because if you don't delegate some tasks, you're basically killing the ministry itself of the church, and it may not progress because of that. So today I just want to highlight some few pointers of why it is very important to delegate some tasks. And I want to speak about that just shortly. And I hope that helps you and you will be able to delegate tasks in your own ministry to see it progressing and successful. The first thing that I want to mention why it is important to delegate tasks is because it saves you a stress of overload of work. It actually shares the load amongst yourself and other people. When you delegate other people tasks, they will do those things that actually heavy on you, because you would be having a lot of tasks and now you're sharing the load with the people. And then people will be able to do others while you're doing others. And as a result, you'll have capacity to be able to do other things as well. This is very important. So delegation of tasks, removing the stress of overload, because there are people that are stressed at the moment, leaders that are actually overloaded with work, and therefore they are drained completely and they cannot continue anymore because of the tiredness of the work, because you've actually brought the load upon yourself. And many people or many leaders, they always accuse the people of not helping them. But I want to emphasize that in majority of times, it's the leaders that are not delegating the people, because there are many people that are waiting for you to delegate them some tasks, and only then you'll see how committed they are and how hardworking they are, because people are not able sometimes to come up and raise their hand and say, please delegate me some tasks, or come to you and say, what can I help you with? And there are not many people that will do that. But I want to urge you as a leader of your church that you consider spotting the people and look at those with potential to can do some tasks and allocate them. Be proactive in allocating them and call them in and show them the work, train them and guide them, and let them be able to do it under your supervision initially. But you can actually allocate them tasks that they can do on their own, because that will actually help you to relieve you of the overload of work. That's the first thing. But secondly, you'll realize that delegation of tasks, it actually provides what we call capacity of time. It actually provides you with the more time that you can be able to do other things. And I must emphasize that as a pastor, you'll realize that there's a lot of work to be done in church. And I always emphasize the fact that the work of the pastor is not necessarily only preaching. There's quite a load of work that's been done by pastors, and those that are pastors can testify exactly to what I'm saying. That there's a lot of work, there's a lot of tasks, there's a lot of load of work that you do and that you need to do, that you need help from other people. But it's easy for us to say people don't help. But as I'm saying, it is very important that we delegate the tasks to the people so that we save our own time, so that we can have capacity to do other things that we need to be doing, and therefore stop complaining that people are not helping us if we're not delegating them. And I want to emphasize that is very important, because you need some time also to rest as a pastor. You need sometimes also to take a breather, sometimes to take a holiday and rest. And that's very important. So therefore, when you delegate tasks, you are able actually to relax and rest at some stage when you need to. And also remember that you having family as well that is needing your time. So therefore, it's very important that also you provide the time to your own family and spend some time with them, because it is very important that you give them opportunity to sit down with you as well, because they need you as well. Now, that capacity of time, you only find it when you delegate some tasks to the people. But if you are not the one to delegate tasks, you're going to find it difficult to get capacity or even time to spend with your family, time to spend resting yourself, as I've said, time to do other tasks that are supposed to be done. Therefore, you may not be able to cover everything that you need to cover unless if you decide to become the one to delegate, because when you delegate, you actually relieve yourself of some time. Now, delegation provides a platform for innovative ideas. How so? It's because many minds are thinking differently. And you realize that when you delegate other people, the very same task that you are doing it in a certain way, you'll find them actually innovatively doing it differently. And there are times when some of the tasks are not really necessary to be continued to be done in the same way. They may not be necessary to be actually followed up and be done anyway. So that is why there are things that we continue doing, because we've been doing them traditionally. Not that we think that they need to be done, not that they are necessary to be done. But when you give it to innovative people, you'll realize that they will do things differently because they are actually thinking differently about things. And that is why when you delegate tasks, some tasks that you are doing them maybe manually, you'll find that somebody will be doing them with technology or with a computer and make it even much more easier. That's innovation. And that's the type of things that you need. When you delegate to other people, you're actually thinking out of the box. You're allowing people to think differently and do things differently, because when you have allocated them, therefore they will do things their own way, according to their own style. And that will be innovative enough. And as I say, that which was taking you too long might actually take a shorter time because of the innovation around it. But that can only come when you actually delegate other people and to be involved with that which you were doing. And that's very important for us to delegate, therefore. Now, delegation is a tool to empower other people. And I'm sure you would understand that there are people that are seated with skills, of course, people that are seated and watching, but having knowledge. And it's only going to be through delegation that you're going to start to see what people are capable of doing. You're going to start to see the potential of the people by delegating them some tasks. But remember also what delegation of tasks does. It actually allows the people to learn some ropes of doing things, some tasks that they by no means have done before, but something that they would learn to do, and they would actually even empower themselves with skills and train to learn to do those things. But remember also, when you delegate some tasks, it's an opportunity to train the people to do this thing that you delegate them to do. And you guide them, lead them, and make them to do things in a different ways. And as you do so, you're empowering them. And tomorrow, they will be able to do these things by themselves. And those are the things that they might have not done before. But because you've taught them and trained them in this, because of delegation, they've learned how to do the things. And I want to emphasize that skills develop with practice. So therefore, when you delegate tasks and allow people to do things and make mistakes and develop, you are actually empowering them. Tomorrow, they're going to be better people in that trade and tasks, because they would have learned through their mistakes along the way. So I want to urge you to continue delegating tasks to people, because that empowers them and make them better people in future. It is a must-have tool to progress as well when you talk about delegation, because, as I said, if you delegate people, therefore, there's a lot of work that will be done within a short space of time, because there are many people, there are many hands that are doing things, and there are many other tasks that are being done differently. While you're doing some tasks, others are doing some tasks as well, and you find that there's a progress indeed for your ministry and your church. And I want to tell you now that this is a great tool for progress. And many of the churches and projects, and sometimes also some also activities that we engage in, you realize that they're not progressing because it's one person trying to do everything. But in many times where you find delegation becoming a tool, you find that progress is there because everybody's hand is on deck. Everybody's ready to work. Everybody's pushing on their own corner, and therefore there's progress in what we are doing, basically, in this project, because we are having a lot of hands that are helping. And this is very important that we mention that, because it's a real tool for progress. And if you see your church is not progressing, Pastor, I want to emphasize that you need to maybe check. Maybe you're not delegating enough. Maybe you're not actually allocating people tasks to do, and therefore there is that stalling of progress, and it's mainly because there are fewer people that are doing the job, and we don't delegate to others. Let's delegate, and we'll start to see progress happening. It is there to eliminate the spirit of being superstars as well. Delegation eliminate what we call superstarism, or the spirit of being superstars, because when you delegate tasks to many people can be able to do the same task. And therefore, you cannot have one person that feels like a superstar and somebody that feels like you cannot progress without them. And I'm sure you've seen that in your churches, that sometimes you have somebody who's playing a keyboard and is the only one who's playing a keyboard, therefore is a superstar as a result. And this person holds you at ransom generally, because they may decide, I'm not coming. I want to see how they will go on. I want to see how they will progress. I want to see how they will do without me. And that's a spirit that we don't want to encourage, because that's a spirit of superstarism, and the spirit that makes people to feel that they're too important than others, and therefore they will blackmail or put people at ransom. So therefore you trust in them and you want to back them, and you feel like without them we cannot do, and therefore they hold you at ransom. And that's what we want to avoid through delegation of tasks, because many other people can learn the ropes. Many other people can learn how to do things, and as they learn and progress doing things, so therefore you are actually killing off that spirit of superstarism, and you are therefore developing more people into this trade. And therefore when one person is not there, we know that everybody else can still do that job. And that's very important in your church, to start developing people that way. But it comes with delegation of tasks. So let us do that, and let us delegate people in our churches. And that's very important. And also when you look at delegation, what it does, it enhances sense of responsibility and accountability upon the people. Because when somebody has been delegated a task, they take responsibility of that. They become accountable of their acts, whatever they do, and their work. They want to do it well so that they can impress the person that has delegated them. Now, people that are not delegated tasks, they forever become irresponsible. And they become unaccountable as well, because there's nobody who they're reporting to, and there's no task that they're reporting back to anybody about. But if you want to instill the spirit of accountability and responsibility, start delegating some tasks to the people, and you'll start to see that you are having a lot of people that can do a lot of things that you are not aware of, and that will help your church to progress as a pastor. I want to end up here today. Your host, Makona Spokane. Thank you very much for listening to us in this great topic, and I hope you will join us as we deal with other topics going forward. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, so please click that reminder, and then make sure that you get reminded every time we post a video. And that's a notification button that you need to click, and you'll be reminded each time we post a video, and be part of the great topics that we teach on this platform. And you will learn a lot and become better. Allow me right now to say, may the good Lord bless you, and cheers for now.